I am going to call the October 14th regular council meeting to order at 7 p.m. for 2025. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Myers.
Here.
Deshawn.
Here.
Slater is absent. Moritz.
Here.
Sherrick.
Here.
Spiegel.
Here.
Me.
Here.
Okay, we don't have any minutes ready.
Well, I guess that you didn't do an agenda because I had given to you the minutes for July 15th and for July 29th. I sent those to you
Weren't
yesterday.
properly distributed to council members.
Pardon?
They weren't properly distributed pre-meeting.
And who was supposed to distribute those?
Council clerk. In case anybody didn't know, we had another resignation. A pro tem resigned yesterday. So that's why there's no agenda. Stuff didn't get sent out.
And, excuse me, if you will notice when I sent both of these emails to you, Mr. Fank, or to you, President Fankhauser, I also included all of council. So council did have these Monday, October the 13th at 10:49 a.m. They had the July 15th minutes. And at 10:26 a.m. on Monday the 13th, they had the July 29th minutes. So I personally do not see why we can't address those minutes.
And you're saying you sent them to all the council members?
Yes, if you look at your email, it says CC, Kevin Myers, Clarissa Scheffler Slater, Chris Moritz, C. Aaron Sherrick, Terry Spiegel, James Me.
Well, I guess I'll ask the question then. Did everybody have a chance to review those minutes? And does anybody have any issues with the minutes for the July 15th or the July 29th? Okay, and seeing none, I will ask for a motion to accept those minutes, both July 15th and July 29th.
I'll make a motion to accept both, or pass both sets.
Ms. Sherrick made the motion. Mr. Myers seconded to accept the July 15th and 29th minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Let's see here, what's next? We hadn't received any correspondence. Granting permission for visitors to speak. I had a request that was pre-requested by Mr. White for 10 minutes. So Mr. White, you now have the podium.
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, about the council clerk, I was concerned because she said ethically and morally she had to resign. And this woman has been a former city employee, and you all voted for her, you all interviewed her, and now all of a sudden she quits. Okay? Seems kind of weird that she says ethically and morally what's going on in our city council and what's going on in our city hall. The other thing I want to address is that I want to thank all the people out there for the great personal attacks and pictures that have been posted on Facebook. I just marvel about that and the content that's being progressed. I kind of chuckled about it and had some good conversations with people about those from certain people. And one of them even asked me about how they got that one photo. And I said, well, I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to let someone else deal with that issue. But I am curious about the fact that someone calls me a city official. It's been on a couple Facebook postings. So I did call the state and asked them about this. Well, I'm not a city official. I wasn't sworn into office. I was appointed as a civilian with no pay for my duties to the City Planning Commission. So my question is this: how does someone come out and verbally attack me, okay, and say I'm a city official when I'm not? And I have asked a couple people too to see if they'd come tonight, because I like to talk at the podium and not post anything on Facebook because I don't agree with it. I told a couple people tonight, hey, bring your dictionaries, maybe we can look up some meetings of what a city official
I'm
is.
sorry, point of order. This is supposed to be addressed to the council.
It is being addressed to the council.
Okay, I don't hear anything wrong with Mr. White's speech.
He said he's talking to all those people out there.
No,
That-
I
that
said
was what his
no.
words.
People have talked to me about things in the city. Thank you. May I continue?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. But some of you, to call someone a liar in a public meeting, that is an egregious statement. And the statement was on record. It's recorded. And that a certain word was said that I had used in a public meeting. That to me really got me. So, I think, and I'm going to tell you people the same thing, when you come after somebody in these public meetings, remember you are being recorded. Okay? And anything you say is out there. So I will say this. I have to consider, as the mayor has said against me, in a public meeting too, that you have to look at the source and the background of the person or persons making these type of statements without any burden of proof to back these claims up. There is no supporting evidence or documentation to these claims. Just to let you know on council, because it was brought to my attention in a public meeting, slander is the act of making damaging verbal statements about another person that harms their reputation. And I was called for that under the rules of procedure, not under 111. Rules of procedure, if you don't know, are policy. It's not law. Since I am running for an elected official, does that definition meet the law? And maybe under the color of law, under 18 U.S.C. 242. And since we're talking about certain things that people make, is someone in this community better than others since they built their house on a street than someone who purchased one? Especially when they name that person in a public meeting. I was taught that everyone is equal under the Constitution of the United States through school and my entire military career. There have been many falsehoods that I don't have anything good to say or any good ideas. I say horse bucky about that. I have brought numerous things to the floor of this council, good and bad. And like I said before, I own my bad.
Is there a reason that you're looking at me every time?
No, I'm moving around and looking at everybody. So, you know what? Keep your comment. Thank you. So I have talked bad about this council administration. And I see that we're going to turn our back again.
Well, you're not looking at me, so why does that bother you if I turn
So-
my back?
Shows your,
This is just showing you're going to have to refrain from speaking while Mr. White is speaking. He has the podium floor.
so
Excuse me, Mr. White.
So so I've even talked about city employees. And that's my God-given right to redress my government under the First Amendment and my free speech. If the government wouldn't hide things and tell the truth and put documents on demand, I truly believe that 90% of this had been resolved. We can spend money on the tax department, but we can't spend money on anything else to put public records out there. There's a couple more things, and I'm going to be very cautious about this. So I was accused that a council person told me a lot of stuff about IB Tech out of a so-called executive session. But as I sat here and thought about everything, within 48 hours, I figured out everything that I needed to know by the number of people that went into that meeting and who was in there. And the fact that I know a guy that works up there, and that I called Richland County myself and got my information. So there was no leak of the executive session whatsoever. Now, the other thing I want to bring out again, too, is anything else talked about during the executive session is public record. If you were speaking bad or nasty about me and stuff, that is public record because you went in there with the intent only a certain part of the administrative code, only to talk about that. So that is, in fact, a violation of executive session. Now, there's another thing, too. Somebody came up to me, and I'm going to be very cautious on this one, too. Yes, I have been informed by certain council people of executive session information this year. And it was released to me, maybe intentionally, unintentionally, but it was done. And I want to come out with that. Now, since everyone else running for city council was given due time at this podium, I am on the ballot. Not as a write-in, but I'm running for city council president as a nonpartisan person. As a veteran and citizen, I think things need to change for the better. New leadership is needed within all levels of our city government. I make no promises, no statements, and no BS. Win or lose, I will have no regrets. I stand on my honor. Thank you.
Is there any additional public participation?
Thank you. Alena Fox, 401 Ridge Avenue. Citizens of Bucyrus, Bucyrus City Council, and Bucyrus City Administrators. As a citizen of the city of Bucyrus, I am deeply concerned with the recent behaviors of City Council President Kurt Fankhauser. It is my belief that he hinders proper city governance and the safety of others with his erratic, disrespectful, and maniacal vengeance, which appears to be enacted against those he perceives to have wronged him or denied his wishes. His behavior is unprofessional, unbecoming to our city, and in doing it, he fails those by whom he was elected. Mr. Fankhauser has abused his rank and fails in his role to perform the most basic of procedures, such as sending an email to address a payroll issue for a city council member, despite being asked during the course of council meetings multiple times. Despite touting his understanding of the role of Bucyrus City Council President, Mr. Fankhauser repeatedly violates the rules of order by which the City Council President is to perform the facilitation of meeting agenda oversight and administration, bogging down the meeting with arguable additions to the agenda, which delayed the start of the 9/16/2025 Bucyrus City Council meeting for at least 23 minutes, which most likely incurred additional fees for Mr. Lewis McMahon, an attorney that was waiting to report information to the council regarding current EPA information regarding the new wastewater treatment and processing plans. In a special council meeting on October 3rd, 2025, Mr. Fankhauser's belligerent refusal to recognize and fulfill his obligation to conduct the council meeting so business on the floor could continue was a volatile and aggressive act against the Bucyrus City Council, the Bucyrus City Administration, and most importantly, the Bucyrus City residents. Mr. Fankhauser is acting as if he were a petulant child, throwing tantrums when things do not go his way. He is costing us much more than mere taxpayer dollars. He is robbing us of our dignity and respect as a community. For these reasons and more, I will say it again, and I will continue to say it as long as it is true. I call for the immediate and unconditional resignation of Kurt Fankhauser as Bucyrus City Council President. His failure to perform the office to which he was elected is unacceptable. I urge all Bucyrus citizens who agree to stand up and make your voice heard. Thank you.
Is there any additional public participation?
James Cady, formerly of 216 West Mary Street. I got a question. It's an embarrassment. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna keep saying this.
Can you speak up, Mr. Cady?
I said it's an embarrassment. First of all, the October 3rd meeting is a real embarrassment. How can a prosecutor, councilman, and the president, all three of y'all, sit here every day? I've said this multiple times. Get along, get something done. But for someone to say when the police come in, well, he was getting up out of his chair. Well, you watch it, he was sitting down, and yes, he got aggressive by saying, "You're out of line, Mr. Myers." Okay, who runs the council? This council. Who do y'all gotta listen to besides the people? Ain't he the president of this council? Correct? So, you can see a lot of y'all hate him. You got members of the public hating him. I've said it before, excuse my French. We all know Kurt gets underneath people's skin, but I don't want to get kicked out of here. But he means good, he means bad. Everybody means good, means bad. But at the same time, for a law director to say he got up out of his chair, that's falsifying a police report. Then Clarissa saying at the end, well, he follows around and records us. This thing, all y'all's public officials. For Mr. Brandon to say, who don't want him recording? Y'all's in a public chamber. This is all public. If I want to sit here, put my own cameras through this whole building, I'm a citizen, I own the building. I can do it. It's just as long as I do not put a camera in the women's bathroom, men's bathroom, and where it says, what is it, Dorsey? Unauthorized personnel? As long as I do not put a camera in behind where it says unauthorized personnel. It's completely legal. That's the thing. Y'all are public servant. Y'all act like a bunch of little teenagers with no principle. The only one that you can sit here and really say that acts like they're fighting for the city, Chris, James, me, Terry, and the auditor. The rest of y'all, I mean, Kevin's not all time in it, but there's time that Kevin gets very upset. But everybody else, and Vicky does a lot for the city. But at the same time, she gets mad when people say stuff, which I understand, the neighbor stuff, that's a war that should never come to a council floor, but people have that. But at the same time, why, as a prosecutor, Brandon, why would you sit there and say that? That scares me, man. She talking about how Kirk can't do her job. I hate to spit on the sidewalk. I'll be afraid you'll charge me with a felony. That's very scary. But a public servant is a public servant. If you don't want people following you, just say, hey, look, I'm gonna change my ways. Do what you need to do as a public servant. Don't be mad, don't say, oh, well, you're recording me. Well, if you decide to become a public servant, that's what you're gonna do. Like me, 2027, hopefully I'm completely moved into this city. I'm gonna put my name on the ballot. Maybe I can come up here and show people like, hey, this is what a true public servant, follow me around with the camera. I don't care. But, hey, you gotta follow a semi-truck, that's all I'm saying. But at the same time, I'm gonna act like a public servant, not act like a yahoo that deserves to be in a cage. Because that's really what it's looking like. It's a bunch of wild animals, out of control, no leashes, and no one to control. That's sad, man. As a public servant, act like you're supposed to. Quit fighting. Get the things done. Y'all only have, as Vicky said, 2.5 months. Is that what you said, Vicky? And by the way, Vicky, happy belated birthday. Sorry you had to deal with that, but she said 2.5 months. Get it done, man. Get the shit done before the next council come in. Just saying, that's all I gotta say.
Additional public participation.
All right, I am going to do this as public participation because I do live in the city of Bucyrus. I attempted to get this on the agenda, but we do not have a council clerk, so I could not have it on the agenda tonight. So I'm still going to address as Jon Dorsey from 840 Kaler Avenue, Bucyrus, Ohio. And Chief Dorsey is also going to let some things be known, because this definitely needs to be addressed. I'd like to announce for the remainder of this year, I or one of my officers will be at every council and committee meeting for the rest of the year. In the past, we were requested to be here, and then we were requested not to be here. Well, we are going to be here because what happened at the last committee meeting is not going to happen again. That was embarrassing. It was a Friday night, and there was homecoming football games. There was a lot of other things going on. I had 3 police officers that had to come up here for sophomoric behavior for adults who could not conduct business. That's not going to happen. Let this be a warning to everybody on either side of the railing. Everybody in TV land, this meeting is not going to go like that ever again. There is a section in the Ohio Revised Code about disturbing a lawful meeting. If I or one of my officers deem you are disturbing a lawful meeting, that means speaking out of turn, disrupting people, doing whatever we deem to be disturbing. It is an M4, which is punishable by a $250 fine, maximum $250 fine and 30 days in jail. I mean, if that's the hand you're forcing us to do, that's what we're going to do. Because this is ridiculous. You guys are all professionals, and I expect everybody in this building to be professional at all times. That's what we have to do at this point. Now, yes, there is another section in here with the sergeant at arms, because that's what was trying to be addressed the last time. But the sergeant at arms is in the BCO chapter 11121 of council rules. That is very specific on removing people from the podium or in council. Now, it's a specific procedure, and I mean, if you guys want me to read it to you and bore you to death, I can, but basically it says council president or whoever has the gavel at the time, by the way I read it, says if someone refuses to relinquish the podium, you have to basically give them 2 warnings, letting them know that your behavior's, basically out of line with the meeting. And then with that, the sergeant at arms still asks you to leave the meeting because you're basically disrupting. And if you're still acting up, then we can take you immediately to jail. That's still not as concrete as the ORC, to where if you're disturbing a meeting, I'm going to go with that and just say, listen, you're disturbing a meeting, you're going to be arrested, period. It's not a political stunt. I'm not aligned with anybody in this room. It's enough's enough. There's a lot what needs to get done, and it's not getting done. I'm to that point where something has to change. Hopefully, it clears up if there was any confusion. as to why my officers didn't make certain people leave the meeting. I also hope in the future, meetings can be conducted in a professional manner. Is there any questions? No? Thank you.
Any other additional public participation? Seeing none, we will continue on to the standing committee reports. Plating committee, Mr. Me. Any questions for plating committee? Seeing none. Economic Development Committee, Vice Chair Deshawn.
No report.
Any questions for Economic Development? Seeing none. Public Lands and Buildings, Chairwoman Sherrick.
Nothing at this time.
Any questions for Public Lands and Buildings? Seeing none. Finance Committee Chair, Mr. Myers.
Finance Committee met earlier this evening from 6:30 to 6:33 p.m. Auditor Lewis presented us with information requested by the county to authorize the tax rates, and legislation was requested at that meeting. I do have a question, Mr. President, if I may.
Yes.
Since no agenda was presented, do we need to suspend the rules to be able to bring forth this piece of legislation tonight, or we accept it as a presented piece?
It's, so the ORC doesn't require, it's a regular meeting, any legislation can be brought up right now.
Okay.
And it had gone through our 111 with the process of going through committees, so there's no need to waive any rules.
Okay, thank you. That's the end of my report.
Any questions for Finance Committee Chair? Seeing none. Health and Safety Chairwoman, Mrs. Deshawn.
The Health and Safety Committee will be reviewing this Thursday at its October 16th, 25 committee meeting the latest draft legislation received from Law Director Gobrick on Chapter 381, Taxi Cab Licensing, Chapter 711, Peddlers and Solicitors, and Chapter 709, Temporary Business Food Truck.
Any questions for Health and Safety Chair? Seeing none. Moving on, Service Committee Chair, Mr. Moritz.
Service Committee had a very productive meeting with all of administration. Kevin was with that meeting with us, or everybody was actually in the committee with us. A lot of productive stuff went on, a lot of changes we made, really for the better, but it needed to be done for the past 60 years on a lot of stuff Kevin brought up that was really going to save us a lot of paperwork, ordinances down the road. We won't have to change them every time we come up with a new permit fee that we want to bring in. Everything else we want to do, it's going to take care of all that, which I think you did. I'm glad you brought that one up because that does save us a bunch of time. Did you get a chance to talk to Landon or anything about the Kevin?
We talked about it, but
Okay.
I'm still looking into that issue.
And that one, in the 700s? Okay. That's about it right now for it.
Today about it.
Yeah, because got it yesterday.
Right.
All right, that's it for mine.
Any questions for Service Committee? Seeing none. Special Ad Hoc Committee for Zoning.
No report.
Any questions for that? None. Special Ad Hoc for, what was the other one?
Rules and procedure.
There was another one too. Oh, I think they're right here. Property maintenance.
Property. No report.
Any questions for that one? Hearing none. Rules of Procedure Ad Hoc.
No report.
Any questions for that one? Seeing none. Mayor and the Service Director aren't here, so we won't have one on a Traffic Commission. Need a motion to accept the committee reports collectively.
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Ms. Sherrick. Seconded by Mr. Moritz. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That passes. Moving on, report of city officers. There was, I think, there might have been a mayor's report sent out.
I don't think any of us had seen that.
Okay. Actually, no, I don't think there was a mayor's report. There was a service director's report sent out. It was sent, oh, wait a minute, let me see who it was sent to. It was just sent to me. Okay, I will read the service director's report. Thank you, Mr. President. This is dated October 14th, 2025. 1, State of Ohio is going to pave State Route 19, Hopley Avenue. This is in front of First Christian Missionary and Alliance Church to the corporate line. I'd like to refer this to plating. Number 2, I would like to refer the expansion of a water line to 2140 Crowder Road off the new water line on 4 South to service. This house paying to have everything done. Respectfully submitted, Tommy Starner, SSD.
Mr. President?
Mrs. DeShawn.
May I ask if you would forward that email to at least me? I keep copies of all these reports, and I would like to have it, and I think it would be nice for all council to have it. And especially since there's referrals in there, that would have been nice to have had it prior so that we're able to know what we're asking to be referred to what committee.
I just checked my email again, and he sent a second. Apparently, the number 1, the Hopley Avenue, had already been referred. So his second email he sent just has number 1, the referral for the expansion of water line to 2140 Crowder Road. So I'm going to forward this to you right now, Mrs. DeShawn.
Well, and to all would be well.
Okay.
Referred to service?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mr. President, while you're doing that,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to refer the water line expansion to the Crowder Road residents to service.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Myers has made a motion to refer the water line expansion on Crowder Road to service, seconded by Councilwoman Sherrick. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It passes. Since there's no present service director, we won't ask for questions for him. And we'll move on to the auditor's report, and I will give the floor to Auditor Lewis.
For the month of September 2025, income tax collections were down 1% or $5,250.45 compared to September of 2024. Still, overall, our income tax collections are up 8% or $496,452.44 at this point in the year compared to the same in 2024. Administration and I are in the process of compiling information from the preliminary budgeting discussions. I'd like to take a moment to thank Lisa Stuckman for all the time and energy she's put into helping with the council clerk duties. She's gone above and beyond, and I truly appreciate it. I'm looking forward to continuing to work with her in her main role as the administrative assistant, especially as we move into the budgeting process. I also want to thank Lisa for helping make sure today's special finance meeting could happen. That meeting was important. We need Resolution 233-2025 to meet a deadline set by the county. I put the agenda together myself, which was not a large bother, but it would normally be handled by a council clerk. Still, I did it because I care about keeping this city running. The people who live here and pay all of our salaries deserve that much. That said, it's not realistic for me or anyone else in administration to keep filling in for the council clerk long-term. We all already have full-time jobs, and the idea that the only thing left to deal with before the end of the year is the budget is purposely obtuse. There's still plenty of work to be done. Regular council and committee meetings need to keep happening. Otherwise, what are we doing here? People weren't elected to just sit back and collect a paycheck. That's why I'm asking council to move quickly to hire a new council clerk. This work needs to be done by someone dedicated to it and not added onto someone else's plate as an afterthought. I understand the majority of council members at some point sat on an ad hoc committee that interviewed the only other applicant who submitted minutes for review. If that person is still interested, it might be worth reaching out to gauge continued interest in the position. Let's please get this taken care of for the good of the city and the people that we serve. Referrals for Finance Committee, transfer and the Waterworks Fund, and appropriations to the, appropriations in the general fund. Thank you.
I need a motion to refer the transfer in the Waterworks Fund and appropriations in the general funds.
To finance, so moved.
Second.
Mr. Myers made the motion. Ms. Sherrick seconded. Transfers of Waterworks Fund. Appropriations in general. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It passes. Any questions, additional questions for Auditor Lewis?
Due to the fact that Auditor Lewis brought up the council clerk stuff, can we talk about that at this point in time?
Can we hold off until like new business for that? Okay, any additional questions for Auditor Lewis? Seeing none. There was a treasurer's report floating around. Let me see who all got that. Can't find it.
Mr. President, can I make a suggestion?
Mr. Myers.
Since it has not been included to be distributed to the public yet, could we hold that until our next meeting to accept and file?
I got an email.
Yeah, we did, but the public hasn't seen it. So I'd rather, my question is, so that we don't accept and file it, there's really,
I say, because we're just accepting and filing and it'll go up on documents anyway. I mean,
I was asking if we could hold it to the next meeting.
Well, I mean, the public didn't get the chance to see the draft minutes either, but you guys voted for the draft minutes. So,
That's fair. I withdraw my question.
the treasurer's report that everybody's saying they did have a chance to see.
I did. May I ask when that email was sent?
I think on the 1st or 2nd.
Oh, the 1st or 2nd of October?
It was early in the month.
I know the most recent one I sent, it was in a chain email, but I'm not sure if it was just between Kurt and I know initially it started with all of council on it, but then when I was adding stuff that I thought was going to be added to an agenda, I believe I might have just been sending it to Kurt at the end.
Yeah, I don't have one around that time.
No, mine came here at 9/19.
It was on the 19th.
9/19.
No, that was last month's.
Today. Oh, today, 9:19 a.m.
Oh.
Today.
The resolution is there.
Yeah,
As long as that, you go to that, and then.
I don't have anything.
Oh, not that.
The 9/19 was I sent the resolution 233-2025 out.
Well, I'll just ask again. Do you have the
September, it's
tre-
for the September, right?
Yeah.
September
Yeah, it
treasurer.
should have been September.
Do you have that treasurer's report?
I still can't find it.
Oh, okay.
I can't find it. What, you want to table this? We'll table it, put it under old business.
It's in with resolution 233/25 on October 13th, she said it yesterday.
The one that says resolution 233.
Accepting rates and budget 1014. Right there it is.
Treasurer's report, he's right.
Yep.
At 12:52 PM yesterday.
Yesterday, I had the wrong date.
I don't have
Okay.
It's right
Oh,
there.
I see it. Yes, it's there, 12:31 PM, October 9th.
Yesterday.
any. And I have found it as well.
Yesterday.
Thank you.
Yesterday. It says resolution, already resolution 233-20.
Yep.
So does anybody, is everybody comfortable with accepting that report?
I'll make a motion to accept and file.
I'll second.
Mr. Myers made a motion, seconded by Councilman Spiegel, to accept and file the September 2025 Treasurer's Report. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It's passed. There was a fire report too, I seen.
Yeah.
Didn't get that one. The fire report. Since everybody's saying they didn't get it, or
Can you forward that to us right now?
I'm still trying to find it. Oh, there it is. Wait a minute, no, this isn't it. It was in an email with something else, so.
It was in that email chain, that last one you were probably looking at, Kurt, but I think that was the final report that I sent you, and I don't think I CC'd anybody else in.
Yeah, I'm sending it to him right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that one. You're talking EMS report?
Mhm.
Yeah, I have that.
Okay, I just sent it. Usually we haven't been accepting that though individually. We've just been accepting all
We've
the,
been accepting and filing anything to the end of these reports.
Yeah,
Because you're
that's
right
right.
to do that.
yep. So we are at the end of the report because there is no more report. Oh, I'm sorry. Law Director Gobrick, I skipped you. Do you have a report?
I do, actually. I've been aggressively prosecuting failure to file and failure to pay taxes down at the municipal court. And we're getting a lot in, and the court wants something in writing with the county. Typically, when you do enforcement of ordinances that you haven't really been enforcing later, they just want like an updated agreement that that's what we're gonna do. So I'd like that finance and service. And health and
What's the
safety.
past ordinance? Do you know what the past ordinance was, the prior one?
No, I don't.
And you're calling this a agreement ordinance?
Yeah. Yeah, we have to pass one and so does the county.
But would there have been a previous ordinance that says any of that, or you're just saying it's because we're starting to enforce something that we didn't enforce earlier?
That's how they explained it
So
to me.
it's a new, there wouldn't be a previous ordinance to refer back to?
Well, there is other agreements to represent for like
Okay.
the Ohio, or to prosecute on the Ohio Revised Code and some other Bucyrus ordinances, but not specifically for failure to file and failure to pay. And it's just something that they want to update their records with. So they asked me to refer it, so I did.
So you want to refer a failure to file and failure to pay ordinance to the Finance Committee?
Just a court services agreement.
Just an agreement, yeah.
Yeah.
So moved.
Mr. Myers made the motion, seconded by Mr. Moritz, to refer a court services agreement to the Finance Committee. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That passes. Okay, any questions for the law director? I seen there was a public notice that you stated, has there been a settlement on a lawsuit, or one of the lawsuits has been settled?
Yeah, the Court of Claims sided with the city of Bucyrus against Elmer Kopp, so they recommended that Elmer Kopp pay the court costs because he lost, and that's how the Court of Claims works, is the loser pays, basically. Now we get to move on to some of the other Court of Claims lawsuits. But this one's a win.
Any questions for Mr. Myers?
Was that one where our insurance company had to be paid a deductible?
No, that's his.
Okay. Just curiosity
Yeah,
question.
no, that's his.
So somebody had said that the court costs had to be covered by the plaintiff. We then, as the city, bear zero cost to that
Correct,
in
we
the end?
bear zero cost.
Okay.
And it was a complete waste of time.
I wouldn't say zero, we didn't pay you to do that.
I get paid either way.
No, so.
Yeah, so you can pay either way.
Right, but you could have been
Still
done
took
doing
time
something.
out.
Is that a recoverable cost, your time?
No.
Okay.
Any last questions for the law director? Seeing none, moving on, you already gave your report, right? He doesn't have another report to give, unless anybody has questions for the police chief. Okay, I don't see any, so we're at the end of all the officer reports. I'd like a motion to accept them all collectively
Second.
And file.
Second.
Mr. Myers made the motion, seconded by Mr. Spiegel. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It passes. We have accepted officers' reports and filed. Okay, what's next on this order of business? Granting permission of visitors to provide input regarding the reports read by chairpersons of standing and special committees and of city officers. Is there any visitors' input? Seeing none. Consideration of ordinances and resolutions. We have one piece of legislation that needs to be passed tonight.
Would you like me to read it, Mr. President?
Sure.
Proposed Resolution 233-2025, accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax rates and certifying them to the county auditor and declaring an emergency.
I need a motion to accept that as a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Miss Sherrick made the motion, seconded by Mr. Myers.
Mr. President?
Accept and file first reading, or accept the first reading. Mrs. DeShawn.
How about ordinance number 36-2025, Norfolk Southern, signal rates? I sent an email to you this morning at 11:30 a.m. along with a copy of the ordinance. That email was also CC'd to all of the council members. And in my email, I stated that this ordinance was to be presented at the, well, wait a minute. The ordinance was to have been presented at the September 30th council meeting. However, due to a lack of quorum, no legislation was presented at that particular meeting. I'm afraid.
What time did you send this to me?
11:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Okay,
I said yesterday.
I
meant to
see it.
say Yesterday.
I see it in here.
Yeah, yesterday.
Should we go ahead and finish this vote on the floor and start?
Well, I'd like to back it up, and this is, if this is gonna be a first reading too, we might as well group them together.
Would you like me to read it?
Yeah, well, we're backing up to before, and we're still under, reading, Where's it at here? Consideration of ordinances and resolutions. So what's the next one, Mr. Myers?
This is proposed ordinance 36-2025, amending and supplementing ordinance number 22-2012, providing for lighting of railways by Norfolk Southern in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio by providing for additional light power, setting forth the amount to be charged for said lighting, and by providing the manner of payment therefore. Finally, that the service safety director of the city of Bucyrus be and he hereby is authorized and directed to send semi-annual statements for said cost to said railroad company.
Okay, now that one's been read. Need a motion to accept them both as a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Sherrick made the motion, Mr. Moritz seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Those have both been accepted as the first reading. So now, granting permission for visitors to speak on legislation has been read for the first time. Any visitors? Apparently not. This order of business, it does show in the 111 there's a recess at this point in the meeting. Does anybody need a recess, or everybody fine with continuing? Do you need a recess, Ms. Sherrick?
No.
Okay. Committee reports concerning pending ordinances and resolutions. Health and Safety Committee.
Health and Safety Committee is favorable to proposed ordinance number 36-2025, dealing with Norfolk Southern signal rate lights.
Finance Committee.
Finance is favorable to proposed resolution 233-2025, accepting the amounts for the county budget commission.
Okay. I guess we're up to the point of the meeting where it's further consideration of the pending ordinances and resolutions. Further consideration of proposed legislation for the second and third reading of proposed ordinance 36-2025. Do I hear a motion to suspend the rules?
No, that's not an emergency.
That's not even, yeah, that was.
Oh, that's just regular.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. We'll move on to the next one then. For the second and third reading of proposed resolution 233-2025, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the reading of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
So moved.
One second.
Ms. Myers made the motion, seconded by Sherrick.
Question for discussion?
Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Myers?
A legal question, where when we pass a piece of legislation, it has a signature for a clerk or a clerk pro tem, and you don't currently have one. Do we need to appoint one for this meeting to make this a legal piece of legislation?
Correct. The clerk has this.
Does pro tem need to be here?
There is no pro tem right now. The pro tem resigned.
Let's just ask.
My question was, do we need to appoint one for this meeting?
Because we do have one person who's volunteered for the position, but they're not currently here. Do they have to be here when we allow it, or?
If I can, Mr. President, can I answer that?
Mr. Myers?
In the past, when the clerk wasn't here and the clerk pro tem had to sit in for them, so yeah, I do believe that they had to be present for that.
It's probably for the best that they be here.
I'm willing to volunteer for tonight if you guys want me to, just
Well,
to get it done.
But you can't.
He's already pro tem council president.
Never mind, one of them is willing to do it just for tonight, sir.
Mr. Spiegel's volunteered.
I'll make a motion to make Mr. Spiegel volunteer for the night.
Would you like to amend your motion for the rest of the year?
No. No.
He's not getting in that trap. Oh, man. Okay, so Ms. Sherrick makes a motion to put Mr. Spiegel on as pro tem clerk just for the October 14th meeting. Any second?
Second.
Mr. Myers has seconded. So this is a motion to appoint Councilman Spiegel, Mr. Myers made the motion, seconded by Councilwoman.
Sherrick.
Mr. Myers seconded it.
Ms. Sherrick made the motion.
Good catch.
Seconded by Councilman Myers. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That has passed. Okay, back to the, we had a motion for the, we're in discussion still of, for the second and third reading, suspending of the rules. Is there any further discussion? Okay, we will proceed to vote, and this is just for the suspension of the rules for the second and third reading. Myers.
Yes.
Sherrick.
Yes.
Moritz.
Yes.
Spiegel.
Yes.
Me.
Yes.
Deshawn.
Yes.
Okay, we have 6 votes, so we do,
If you could, just for the record, state that Slater was absent.
Slater is absent. We've got the 6 votes to waive the second and third reading. That motion has passed. Now, I hear a motion to adopt proposed resolution 233-2025.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Myers made the motion. Mr. Moritz seconded. Myers.
Yes.
Moritz.
Yes.
Spiegel.
Yes.
Sherrick.
Yeah.
Me.
Yes.
Deshawn.
Yes.
Slater is absent. Resolution 233-2025 is duly adopted. Continuing on with the order of business. Unfinished business. Is there any old and unfinished business?
Mr. President?
Mrs. Deshawn.
Gotta be quicker.
Good. Good.
I have 3 different things, so do you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead, no. Mine's gonna be.
Old
I'm
business
wrong,
things?
so-
Yes.
These are all old business things. Okay, Mrs. Deshawn, continue with your things.
First off, I wanted to let everybody know that after my 5 requests of Council President Fankhauser, he has sent an email to Auditor Lewis asking that she please deduct pay for Mrs. Deshawn for 1 missed meeting on April 22nd, 25. Second, this has to do with the need to amend a couple past minutes. First off, we're going to look at the amendment of the April 22nd, 25 public hearing minutes. I have 3 observations. Page 1, paragraph 8, line 9, under Plating Committee comments, it recites that Slater stated that 1149 is not within the same title as 1197, etc. I, in fact, was the one that made that statement. Page 2, paragraph 8, line 11, Plating Committee comments, it recites Deshawn stated that Section B of 119702 should read, all other commercial zoning district, etc. This statement was in fact not made by anyone. Page 2, adjournment. The minutes recite that the motion to adjourn the public hearing was passed by voice vote. The vote was in fact done by roll call vote, with Sherrick making the motion and second by Slater. Roll call: Myers, yes. DeShawn, yes. Slater, yes. Moritz, absent. Sherrick, yes. Hickman, absent. And me, yes. So I am at this time making a motion to amend the April 22nd, 2025 public hearing minutes to reflect the noted amendments.
Would there be any way so we could all visually see this, that you could email that to everybody, and then we could still leave it on as old business for the next meeting, so that there's proper chance to review?
You mean what I just read and then a
Yeah.
copy of the minutes?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, rather than people voting on something.
I have no problem with that. Do you want me to go ahead and have the other one just report it out?
Yeah,
Okay.
just for the cameras.
Great.
You know.
Not
Go
a
ahead.
problem. The next one has to do with the amendment of the April 24th, 25 special council meeting minutes. 3 observations there. On page 4, paragraph 3, the minutes recite that roll call was taken for adopting proposed resolution number 217, 2025, which was the litigation engagement, with DeShawn voting yes, and I in fact abstained. Page 4, paragraph 8, first line, minutes recite that DeShawn questioned if ordinance number 25-2025 had also been amended, etc. Slater, in fact, made the statement. And then page 4, paragraph 11, the minutes recite that roll call was taken for the acceptance of the first reading of amended ordinance number 25-2025, 6-man minimum staffing for fire department. The vote was actually done by voice vote, with DeShawn voting no. So then I'll hold off with asking or making a motion, and I will email to everyone these minutes that have previously been approved, along with what I'm suggesting needs.
Okay, are you going back from January and starting and looking through everything again? Or?
No. Oh, I've had this, and I did not, back in May 5th, when these were presented, I had voted against the collective approval of the minutes, because that's how they did, collective. And I've had this to bring to the attention of council. It's just been a lot of other things that have happened that took more precedent than this, but as my term is ending, I do wish to, get things cleaned up.
Okay. I'm glad you're bringing this up now, because I don't think that any of the 2025 stuff has made it into the permanent record books yet. So it's crucial that this gets corrected before they make it into the permanent records book, because I think once it's in the permanent records book, I don't think there's any taking out of the pages.
I also think that after we have the sign and die meeting, that nothing can be changed from the previous council. We would vote to accept everything as it is at that moment.
I'm not familiar with that. I haven't been through a sign die meeting before.
Yeah, you were on the other end of it, the starting side.
Okay, so the April 22nd, 2025 minutes, April 24th, 2025 minutes, these are both regular council meetings?
No, as I stated, April 24th, special council meeting, April 22nd, public hearing.
Okay, public hearing. We're gonna leave them tabled under old business, and Vicky's gonna send an email out with that stuff on, so it can be properly reviewed. Any other old business? Seeing none, new business.
Did you?
No, that was good.
Oh, okay.
It was already answered.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
new business.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I was going to suggest that we get a clerk pro tem voted on, and maybe even talk about whether or not we can go ahead and request the other lady that interviewed with us multiple times and was our second choice, as asking her if she can be our clerk.
Vicky, did you send an email out about something with clerk hiring?
No, why would she?
I thought you sent me something from the OMO.
We
She wasn't even at
I
the
didn't even go to the
Oh, no, I
email.
sent that to you.
James-
That
yeah,
was-
James sent
That
that
was
out.
just a job description.
Oh,
Has nothing to do with
but
that.
yes, you are correct. After
That was me.
Jim sent that out, I then sent an email because,
That was with our job description.
yeah, with our, yeah.
I didn't know we had one, that's why I sent it to you guys.
Yeah, that's what I assumed, and that's why I thought, well, I'm gonna send out the job description that Mr. Hill had prepared back in '21.
Well, I also know there was, that was going around, it might change the title of that to, was it like what you used to do before, the title of it before?
I was legal clerk.
Legal clerk, not,
So
Law
that's, but
clerk.
that's his person.
okay, I mean,
Yeah, that's-
I forget, somebody was talking to administration, might change the title of it to where they could cover more stuff if something happens, like is what is happening now. That way the secretary over here can come over here, or she can do both jobs, and not just be clerk of courts.
This is council clerk, not clerk.
Oh, council clerk, excuse me.
So are we able to make a motion tonight? Because I would make a motion to make Clarissa the clerk pro tem for the rest of this session, because she's the one that did volunteer for that.
I'm going to ask the law director there's a pending lawsuit regarding some stuff with the clerk. And specifically Councilwoman Slater is named. Is there any conflict with her being the pro tem clerk?
We contract that out because I'm also a party to that, so you're not gonna get any advice from me on that. You'll have to talk to Greg Beck.
Do we want you want to reach out to the legal counsel before we appoint Councilwoman Slater to the...
No, you can do that. You talked to him today, didn't you?
I never talked to Greg Beck today.
Anyways, you're gonna,
The only person I talked to today was a guy down at the Court of Claims. There was a mediation at 10:30 this morning, and you didn't call into your...
that was Greg Beck.
He's Greg Beck? Wow. He works for the Court of Claims, too?
No, he's the lawyer that we contracted to do the court of claims that you filed. You had the mediation with the lawyer today. I emailed him documents.
Oh, I thought I was talking to somebody from the Court of Claims. I don't know. I'll reach out to him, ask him if I talked to him. What was your motion, Ms. Sherrick?
It was to see if we could go ahead and appoint her as the clerk pro tem for the rest of the session.
If somebody wants to second that, I'll entertain it. Hearing no second, it has
Anybody else
died.
want to step up?
The lawyer just told us that somebody should check on that.
Yeah, I
to make
think
sure there wasn't
we
a
checked on it first, yeah.
conflict. So I'm siding with waiting to get a legal opinion before we make a decision that could impact us negatively.
So am I.
Well, what about the other girl that...
Can we make a motion to hire Michelle Mosteller as our clerk of council if she's willing to take the position? That would be a motion.
I'll second that.
We have a second?
Ms. Sherrick has made a motion to hire Michelle Mosteller if she's willing to take it, seconded by Councilman Spiegel. Any discussion?
I've got two questions.
Mr. Myers?
Should we stipulate in that motion at the rate of pay and everything that was included in whatever motions came out of previous? And then I know from her interview, she was not currently working, so should we also stipulate a date, like
As
maybe
soon as
next
possible.
Monday? And then if it needs to be amended, then it could be amended, but I know that would give her, if she's still not working, that would give her the opportunity to not have to show up tomorrow or something like that, is what I'm saying.
What is the rate of pay, 25?
25 is what we'd
All
say.
right, so I make a motion to hire Michelle Mosteller as soon as possible and no later than Monday, if at all possible, at a rate of 25. Because if she wants to, yeah, that was my amendment.
I'll second that amendment.
That way, if she wants to start sooner to get her feet in, I have no problem with that.
And then I have an additional question. Since that requires actual legislation, if this motion were to pass, could we hold a special council meeting on Thursday right prior to the committee meetings to actually pass that piece of legislation? I'm asking.
You could. Have you talked to Michelle Mosteller?
No, I'm saying, could we, if this requires legislation rather than just a motion on the floor?
I mean, I think it would be appropriate to reach out to her first, see if she's even looking for a job still.
Well, if we set the meeting, then we can cancel the meeting if she's not willing to take it. If she's willing to take it, we've already got the meeting set, so we're not behind.
I was just thinking that it should be put back through to the special committee
It's been
again,
less
to
than
bring it
30
up here again.
days. We just did double, and we interviewed again, and it's been less than 30 days.
Well, we ought to redo it in January anyway, so she can get her feet wet and see if she wants a job, if she's willing to accept.
Yeah, she might work 3 weeks and resign.
There you go.
It's happened more than once.
There you go.
So,
Should we get the motion in a second?
you gotta tell me now, who made the motion and what was it for?
I made the motion to offer the position to Michelle Mosteller at a rate of $25.25, starting no later than Monday if at all possible, unless she has a date that she has to give us.
Monday is the 20th.
And I've seconded that.
And Mr. Spiegel seconded.
Did you second that, Mr. Spiegel?
Yes, I did. Can I ask for a point of clarification?
Mr. Myers?
Should your motion not have been to request legislation?
Request legislation to hire.
So I'm just trying to cross the Ts
No,
and dot the Is
cross
here.
the Ts, dot the Is, please, sir.
I'll second that part.
And then I will reach out to her, and if she is interested, we'll move forward. And if she's not, then there-
3 weeks for our next meeting, so. we
What's
don't have
that?
We don't have one until November, so she had plenty of time to get in there and see what's going on, I think.
Yeah. Give her a second to catch up, hopefully.
So you want to bring her in like as a temp, pro
No.
tem?
No,
We want to
hire her.
What meeting would you propose passing the hiring legislation?
Thursday.
That's
At
what
the
I.
2 days
special
from
meeting,
now.
Prior to.
Well, the only reason I asked is because Terry was over there saying something about get her in for 3 weeks and see if she
Well,
We
no,
have
wants
3
it.
weeks
Saying-
before our next actual.
Before-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if she
Okay.
comes in on Monday, she's got 3 weeks to get her feet wet. If she likes it, she can quit.
If she likes it.
Either way.
Well, I'm not going to comment. So Ms. Sherrick has made a motion to hire,
For legislation.
to request legislation hiring Michelle Mosteller at $25.25 per hour as a council clerk
As an emergency.
As an emergency.
with an effective hiring date of 2 days from now.
Monday,
20th.
the 20th.
The 20th.
I thought you wanted her
We're
here for the,
having the meeting 2 days from now to be able to pass this legislation.
Okay.
She's willing to take the position.
so with the hiring date of Monday,
20th.
October 20th. Seconded by Councilman Spiegel,
Declared an emergency.
and declaring an emergency. Any continued discussion? Seeing no discussion, we will proceed on a roll call vote. Chair.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
DeShawn.
Abstain, and I would like to explain why. I know the importance of having, that we need a council clerk. And I did not do this when we appointed Kelly Patterson Tussey. I have voted, my issue is with the pay. I have throughout this whole year voted no on the pay raises, even for, Ms. Wise. So I am abstaining because I am not in favor of the $25.25 per hour rate. I just want to be consistent with, I have voted no for other raises. I want to continue with that.
Okay. See, we got Sherritt, Myers, Deshawn, Moritz.
Yes.
Spiegel?
Yes.
This is just requesting legislation. There's still going to be a
Yeah.
vote for the legislation. Okay, you said yes, Mr. Spiegel?
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 5 votes yay, 1 vote abstain. That passes, so legislation will be requested up, and I will reach out to.
Mr. President, do you need 3 of us to request a special meeting? I believe that's,
Or the mayor can call a special meeting, so, but,
I will formally request a special meeting.
or council as a whole, we can vote to request a meeting, but the
that
next,
works, I think.
since we're in session right now.
I hereby request a meeting at 5:30 PM on Thursday.
As a motion,
Yes, sir.
I'll second that.
Myers has made the motion to request a meeting at 5:30 PM this coming Thursday for the hiring. Seconded by Councilwoman Sherrick. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That passes. Any other new business? Mrs. DeShawn?
I would like to apologize to you, Mr. White, for turning my seat around when you were talking. I don't like how things have occurred with us, and I know you don't like me to refer to you as my neighbor, but you are my neighbor. I will always consider you my neighbor. I know Mr. Cady made the comment about hate. I think he was making more reference to, some people, hate Kurt. I would like to think that I do not hate people. I'm disappointed, as I'm sure people are disappointed in me. I was hoping to do so much more as a council representative. I like to think that I have done some contribution, and I know there will be those that will disagree, and that's fine. But I realize the importance of people coming to the podium and speaking. I have said I have never had a problem with that. I do have a problem, however, when comments are made and they're not backed up with facts. All I ask is, if you're going to say something, and I'll just say about me, that's fine. But you need to be able to back it up with facts. And when I've asked for facts of comments that have been made, I'm getting no response to that. But irregardless, I do sit here and apologize to you, Mr. White. I'm hoping that the rest of this term, we can all act as adults. I guess that's all I have to say. And I apologize not only to you, But I apologize to my constituents. I'm sure there are those out there that are disappointed in how I have behaved. And all I can do is say, I'm sorry. And for the last, month and a half or so, I'll try to do better. Thank you.
Vicki, and I would like to apologize to you for the last meeting and your birthday basically getting interrupted from that meeting. And I appreciate that you, at the beginning of the meeting, had tried to include me in the executive session, and you stated the reasons why, and I appreciate that. It's unfortunate that the rest of the council couldn't go along with it, but I really appreciate that, Vicki, and I hope you accept my apology for the birthday mishap.
Thank you.
Still under new business. Does anybody have any final new business? Mr. Gobert.
Since the next meeting is not for another 3 weeks, I should have it done by then. I've been working on an employee handbook for the last few weeks. I'd like to refer that to service.
I'll make a motion to refer the employee handbook to service.
Ms. Sherrick made a motion to refer an employee handbook. I'm looking up here under the duties of the service committee here in the 111 here. It says duties of the service committee is airport, cable TV, fleet insurance, garbage service, gas, electric, telephone, local access cable, recycling, sewer service, stormwater utility service, water service. I'm seeing nowhere here where an employee handbook is going to fit under these duties.
All right, which committee do you think it should go to?
May I offer an opinion?
Mr. Myers.
I believe that the thing that would most closely be tied to, because I don't think reading through there, you're not going to find it on any of the committees. I think it most closely would be tied with the finance committee with the billet.
I say previously they said it was an administrative thing.
They did, yeah.
So it has to be
Makes sense to me,
adopted by the council.
So council as a whole, when things don't fall under these committees, it's council as a whole.
So can it be brought straight from the administration to council as whole?
I don't see why not.
I think administration has to approve first.
Yeah, then we're just waiting on administration then to come up with it.
Yeah. They have to approve what you got.
I was gonna say, it's almost done, I should have it ready, and they should have reviewed it within the next 3 weeks, so.
Maybe get their approval and then send it to us.
Excuse me, just for stating for the record, we have been joined by Councilwoman Slater at 8:22 PM. I'm going to record that in the meeting recording. Okay, sorry for the interruption. You guys can continue.
I make a comment on, I can remember having an employee handbook, oh man, probably 20 years ago. And I came straight from the service director. So it has to be administrative, I think, job to do that. And then, I don't remember council even seeing one. I think they made it up themselves, if I'm not mistaken.
I will say, if I may, that when I worked for Law Director Ratliff, he was working on a handbook at that time.
I don't think it was ever come out though. did it?
No. Working on it, but it never came to fruition.
I can call him up, see if it's done.
Pardon?
I can call him up, see if it's done.
No, he sent me the final one that he had,
Did he?
and I sent it to
Well,
him.
each department has basically their own discretion of their employee handbook. Like this basically is the council clerk's employee handbook. It's got laid out in here all.
You have the employee handbook and then you have department handbooks. There's a difference. Department handbooks don't have to be approved by council. They can be promulgated just by the department head. For most things.
Well, then I'd like to review, since I'm the department head, I'd like to review this draft employee handbook you have, Mr. Gobert.
That's not what I said, but
It's not done yet.
it's also not that bad.
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound like this is something council needs to do.
No, but you guys do need to adopt it. I found case law that says that when it did go to SER, because the council didn't pass a resolution saying yay or nay to it, either one.
So you're
It
thinking,
caused all kinds of problems.
you're thinking you're gonna,
Because it's much like
So it's
with
in,
the union contracts. You guys don't get a say over anything in the contract. You just get to approve it or disapprove.
so as soon
Same
as
thing
they
with the
okay
handbook.
it and send it to us, we can do
Yeah.
it? Works
Yeah,
for
we can
me.
do that.
We can bring it.
and then council as a whole could have a simple vote?
As a whole.
And it doesn't probably require legislation, it'd be a voice
Probably
vote on the
doesn't. It
floor.
sounds like it don't. We don't have to
Should be
pay for all the
right.
money to put the legislation postings. So, any final new business?
Before we move on, I would recommend for future that it does be put in writing and that it be passed with 3/4 majority.
You wanna make that something codified in the 111 or?
Just a resolution. Not an ordinance.
So that could be a resolution as council as a whole. So that actually, so the 111's actually in ad hoc right now.
All three, rules of procedure,
Yeah,
council rules of procedure, and then you
So-
have 111 and 113.
I would think that, like, that's something that might, the ad hoc committee, if they want a specific line item resolution, or not a resolution, a 111 that says that these, adopting of a handbook shall be approved by the council body at a 3/4 majority, or probably a 2/3 would probably be more appropriate, but,
Mr. President.
what, are we planning on having any more ad hoc for the rules stuff, Vicky, or
I
is
don't know,
that?
Vicky, are we still starting over?
It's fine, Vicky. It's not user-friendly, but it's legislation. It's not supposed to be user-friendly.
I don't know how to make it more user-friendly.
Well, I mean, you can present what you have prepared. I mean, it would go to the committee, and then the committee would decide, if they wanted
Okay,
to,
we can do that.
pass that on to.
Do you still want to meet and give it the final touches before I do that?
And which one are we talking about?
I think 111 and 112 is what we're
113?
working on.
When you say 112, you mean 113?
Yeah.
Okay,
The two that we were working on.
the two that I said were
And then you broke my
user-friendly.
heart. You broke my heart. We met for like 4 hours, and then I get an email later that day saying, maybe we should start over. And I was
Well, no,
like,
I didn't say.
no.
I just said after having time to sit down and read.
No offense, can we get to order of the day? I gotta go to the restroom really bad. When you asked for a recess a half an hour ago, I
If
thought
you
we were
guys
about
have
to.
got something drafted up and you wanna like email it out. Okay, we're gonna move on. How do we address the partial absence? I know the first majority of the meeting, Mrs. Slater wasn't here. Do we need a vote to excuse her, Mr. Gelbrick?
Well, I thought an email had gone out stating that
Yeah,
you,
there was a reason why. and
Yeah, there was-
she
yeah.
arrived.
But I mean, do we still have to have a vote?
It's probably for the best.
I'll make
Yeah.
a motion to excuse her absence up until the point that she was no longer absent.
I'll second that.
Mr. Myers made the motion, seconded by Councilwoman Sherrick, to excuse Councilwoman Slater for the portion of the meeting that she was absent. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That has passed. Need a motion to adjourn.
Point of order. We need to do the referrals real quick.
Actually, it's actually not in the 111, under the meeting here for anything. It goes straight from
He's fine.
excusing of the absence
He's
to
running this meeting.
adjournment.
I just wanted, I'm looking off of an old agenda and I was just.
Makes sense.
It's probably something that was being unnecessarily done, according to the,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Myers made a motion, seconded by Mr. Me. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned at 8:30 PM.